Hello, my name is Howard Breyer. I'm a volunteer walking tour guide in Miami Beach for both the Miami Design Preservation League and the Jewish Museum of Florida. Before moving to Miami Beach 8 years ago, I was a budget analyst for the Federal Department of Education in Washington, D.C. for more than 30 years. In this video, we'll be looking at Miami Beach as seen through old postcards. The postcards in the video are of the 5 hotels built in Miami Beach by Carl Fisher. He was a wealthy industrialist from Indiana whose company, Presto Light, supplied headlights for nearly every car in the country in the 1910s. He first visited the Miami area in 1910 and became the leading proponent of developing what was to become Miami Beach as a resort rather than the farming community it was at the time. Fisher established a real estate company on the island, Alton Beach Realty, and envisioned the island catering to an upscale clientele. His hotels, for the most part, were geared to the wealthy. These hotels no longer exist. They were knocked down before the preservation movement took hold in Miami Beach. Before we look at the postcards, I'd like to make 2 acknowledgments. First, to my brother Barry, who gave me the idea of making a video focused on postcards, and to my husband Don, who has been collecting these cards since we moved here. I've used his cards to make the video. We will look at the hotels in the order they were established, starting with the earliest. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the presentation. On to the cards. The Lincoln Hotel was on the south side of Lincoln Road between Washington and Drexel Avenues. It first opened in 1917 as the Lincoln Apartments with 12 units. In the postcard, it is the part of the large building with the red roof. After an expansion in 1919, it became the Lincoln Hotel with 66 rooms. This newer section is the part of the building with the gray roof. The total building cost was $300,000. A brochure for the hotel stated, "The Lincoln has been designed with the idea of providing its guests with every conceivable comfort. A building especially adapted to the tropics, ample public rooms, spacious porches, large, cheerful bedchambers luxuriously furnished, beautiful grounds, and a real home-like atmosphere." On the back of the postcard is printed, "The Lincoln Hotel is ideally situated in the heart of all beach attractions, directly opposite the golf links, 2 blocks from the polo field, the Roman pools, and ocean front." In the postcard, there are not many structures around the hotel. The one notable building is just to the west, the Miami Beach Community Church, the city's oldest, established in 1921 on land donated by Carl Fisher. The hotel did not last long. It was demolished in 1940 for the construction of the Mercantile Bank Building at 420 Lincoln Road. The Flamingo Hotel opened on New Year's Eve, December 31st, 1920. It was located on Biscayne Bay at the western end of 15th Street. The total cost to build and furnish the 150-room hotel was estimated at $1.5 million, quite a sum for its day. Room rates, including meals, were $15 to $20 a day. The central tower was 150 feet tall, making it the second tallest hotel in Florida when it opened, after one in Jacksonville. It was topped by a lit dome which changed colors and could be seen from miles around. The location proved a great one to watch the speedboat racing that Carl Fisher set up in the bay from the hotel down to 6th Street. The hotel also featured a polo field on the site where Flamingo Park now is. Tea dances after the polo games were part of the social life of the hotel. There were also 15 acres of gardens. The hotel scored a publicity coup a few weeks after it opened when President-elect Warren Harding came to Miami, and Carl Fisher brought him unscheduled to Miami Beach, where he wound up staying in one of the Flamingo's cottages. On the back of the postcard is printed, "Miami's hotels are world famous. Their breathtaking beauty not only rivals, but by virtue of Florida's glamorous setting, far overshadows the best hotels in Europe." The Flamingo Hotel is a splendid example of what Miami Beach has to offer. The hotel was torn down in 1960 to make way for what eventually became the Flamingo apartment complex. The Nautilus Hotel opened in 1924 with 183 rooms on Biscayne Bay at 43rd Street. It was considered one of the best, if not the best, of Fisher's hotels. It was designed by the renowned architecture firm Schultz and Weaver, which also designed the Biltmore Hotel in Coral Gables, the Breakers in Palm Beach, and the Waldorf Astoria and Sherry Netherland hotels in New York City. It featured a polo field, private beach, and afternoon tea dances. There was also a broadcast tower for Miami Beach radio station WIOD, which stood for Wonderful Isle of Dreams. The back of the postcard is not nearly as effervescent as the Flamingo's card. It states, "In spite of new hotel construction annually, the increasing popularity of Miami makes it difficult to keep pace with demands. The home-like atmosphere of hotels like this explains why so many tourists return each year." The Nautilus was a hotel for less than 20 years. During World War II, it served as a military hospital. In 1949, it became Mount Sinai Hospital. The building was torn down in 1968 for newer hospital buildings. The King Cole Hotel opened in 1925 on Lake Surprise at 47th Street. This is how the hotel was described at its completion. Although small in size as compared with the other Miami Beach hotels of the Carl Fisher properties, it is expected to set a new record in elaborate structure, accommodations, and furnishings. Containing only 60 guest rooms, the structure represents an investment of nearly $400,000. Although the general architecture will be Spanish in character, the legend of Old King Cole will predominate throughout. The lounge will be decorated with 5 large oil paintings representing the jolly old soul in various roles. The dining room will have a particularly rustic design with ornamental and heraldic features of the 11th century. Like the Nautilus, the King Cole became a military hospital during World War II and later became the Miami Heart Institute. The original King Cole building was demolished in 1965. Carl Fisher's last Miami Beach hotel was the Boulevard, opened in August 1926, just a month before a powerful hurricane had a direct hit on the city. It was located at Dade Boulevard and Meridian Avenue. The Boulevard was less luxurious than his other hotels and catered to a middle-class clientele. Its rates in 1927 were $6 to $7 a night. It had a cafeteria-style dining room that served plain American home cooking. It served as barracks during World War II. After the war, it became a retirement hotel. This postcard is from the years it was a retirement hotel. The back states, "Most ideally located retirement hotel on the beach. 7-story fireproof building, centrally heated, social and community activities, surrounded by golf course and park, assuring fresh air and beautiful view from 220 outside rooms, including swimming pool, patio, gardens, and 3 meals daily. Minutes to Lincoln Road Mall." The Boulevard was the last Fisher Hotel to be demolished in 1980. It is now the site of a condominium. That wraps it up for this video. Thanks again for watching.